So, you guys went into the sewers, fought the guy that seemed to be running or in charge of the prisoners outside of the prison. I forget if you guys looted the body or not.
Yes, we did. I took his studded leather armor and put it on.
And so you guys will also found a key.
Yes. And I know we took that. I just don't remember who has it. I'm going to assume I do because I took his armor.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, we'll figure out what we need to use for it. So, I mean,
as long as you guys have the key, that's
yeah.
all
Whoever has it specifically doesn't matter.
I throw the key into the fires of Mount Doom.
Well, you'd have to get to Mount Doom first, and I don't think they're going to let you out of the city quite yet. Hi, Jasper.
Gotta put on my evil volcano inspector's outfit.
So, I forget if you guys also wanted to do a short rest in there or not. Because if I remember correctly, Grungy got a little fucked up.
Yeah, Grungy, you took some damage, right? It's like, what, half of your health or something?
I'm pretty fine.
I mean, I know the rest of us, the rest of us, all the rest of two of us.
Wait, hold on.
I know we're fine. Like, we have all our health. And, like, I've only used one spell slot, so, like, I've still got two, but those only come back in a long rest anyway, so.
Hold on. Okay, those are... Okay, I got all that.
So, if Grungy, if you need a short rest, I mean, I think maybe we should take a short rest, but if you're saying you're good to go, then we're
good to go.
Yeah.
All right, Jasper, get down. Good boy.
It's fine. We still got some healings and all that.
Yeah, I got some stuff I can do. I can save my spell slots for you guys and everything if I need to.
So, what are you guys going to do from here? Because the sewers that, if you're back to looking at the maps, the sewers that you guys were at are around 10, and you guys had cycled through most of the right side of the map.
Nope. Well, we got the unconscious rapier boy. I'd like to turn him in.
Are you going to take that prisoner to the guards then?
Yeah, we can turn him in and we can rush someplace that isn't the sewer. If we want to rest.
I mean, in all fairness, the guard is just going to headshot this motherfucker too, and if it's a waste of a walk, I could do this myself.
I do kind of agree there. I mean...
It's the prestige. It's the bragging rights. Hey, you know how these motherfuckers broke out and are tearing the place up? Yeah, here's one of the leaders that I knocked out.
Okay, so teabag him, shoot him in the fucking head, and let's go.
You don't understand.
I will let you two figure this out. I'm staying out of this one.
Rub it in their face. I am
you can literally rub it in their face, all right? That is as good as it's gonna get.
I am of a noble family. If I don't T-pose on the peasants, who will?
Effectively, Grungy is trying
make
to...
a drag on your nuts joke about it. Drag your nuts along his forehead and then headshot him. We're good.
Plus, bringing him in alive is uncontestable that we are the ones that beat him. Whereas if we just bring him in dead, they can be like, oh, well, there's no proof you killed him. Someone else could have. The fuck they did.
And what happens when we take this motherfucker to the guard and the guard headshots like, oh, kill claimed, assholes. And we don't get shit.
It's so prestige. You don't
No.
understand.
He'll
Flexing
feel
on the
glory
plebs
and
is
nothing
a
will
reward.
happen.
You could do like a makeshift harness and then have him on your back like C-3PO.
Chop his fucking head off and take that as a trophy. All right, Jesus, think like a serial killer. Take a trophy. There's your prestige. Let's fucking go.
But that doesn't guarantee prestige because anyone can be like, "Oh, you just found him dead."
He's trying to craft his story for the bards, okay? He wants the bards to be singing of your heroic deeds as you travel the city looking for the cure to the plague.
I point the crossbow at his fucking forehead.
I want even minor nobles to feel intimidated by the mere mention of our deeds. I want them to feel petty and small.
They can also feel terrified that there's a serial killer amongst them, and well, hi.
That's not going to help though, because serial killers will end up in prison. Where
Not if you only kill bad guys.
They're not a serial killer. Words matter.
No, you're
Exactly.
technically a serial killer. It's just you only kill other killers. You're Batman.
Or Light Yagami.
yeah, you're much closer to light at that point.
Well, Light killed way more than just killers. I know he likes to say he only kills killers, but there's a lot of cops and investigators that just kind of drop dead that he had a heavy hand in. That literally did nothing wrong.
You're not wrong, Grungy.
Like what?
So, have you guys come to a consensus on how or is someone just going to start taking things into their own hands on how this is happening?
Like I said, crossbow pointed at his fucking head.
we can split up the party.
All right.
That sounds like a dumb idea since we still have, let's see, 5-6 points to look for this fucking creature before we even go inside the prison. Splitting up's not the best idea, and they're just gonna headshot his ass
There's
anyway.
only so many places you can go into, so he'll just end up meeting up with you again, right?
And what if we get attacked and wiped while his ass is gone, huh?
I've got healing spells.
Yeah,
I've got a healing spell. Did you forget what he told us what the creature was, Garrett?
I believe in you guys.
I mean, I'm gonna assume that the creature's probably gonna be at the top of the prison.
Do you know what the creature does?
He makes people stupid.
I'm a sorcerer who depends very highly on intellect. I am useless in a fight against it.
Whoa. Hold on. Time out. Hold on. Argo puts a hand on your shoulder. You may have magical powers. But they do not come from book study.
Well, yeah, I'm not a wizard.
Don't get me wrong. As much as I enjoy my intellect, I also don't need it in order to do what I do.
You know, personally, I do think that we should get a rest in at some point so that way Argo can heal. So maybe we should go ahead, double back, and then rest at the camp.
Yeah, we can double back and rest in a place that isn't a sewer.
Alrighty. It seems like you guys are finally coming to a consensus.
Luna's waving the crossbow.
As much as I would like to continue on, I mean, I think it would just be smarter so that way everyone's feeling good and able. to continue and not be hurt.
Plus, if I were a betting man, I would bet that this creature is either going to be inside the prison or in the 12-13 area.
Probably.
Honestly, I was banking on it being down in 6.
You guys already checked that spot.
Did we? I thought we went
Yep.
to 10 first, and then we were going to back down to 6.
No, you went down to 6 first, and then
And then
came
went
back.
up to 10, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because 10 went
Hey.
down into the sewer. So we were like,
And-
we want to check out 6 real quick.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking...
I'm not carrying it.
I'm thinking...
Oh, no, I'm carrying him.
Thinking the best path would probably be to go the long way around that, through that alleyway that we went through first when we were looking for the kid. Because that, I'm assuming, is still clear from when we dealt with everyone there.
Yes.
And that way we don't have any sneak surprises like we did when we were heading down here.
Like when
Before.
you came back through that alleyway.
Yeah, and I had to stab someone through the throat. That was fun.
I mean, the surprise wasn't an issue.
So is that what we're doing? Is that the way we're going?
You pick. I'm just gonna carry him to the checkpoint so that we can rest.
So Goji just picks
You
up the
lead the
unconscious guy and
Yeah, I'll pick him up. I'll do the fireman carry and just be like, lead the way.
Okay, so I guess we start... Or I'll start heading out of the sewers. Just going back the way we came. And then I'll start going up the back, heading towards 9, and then go up that alleyway and everything until we reach the camp, I guess.
All right.
And good.
So you guys head back to the guard camp. And as you get back there, the guard captain sees you coming and Argo carrying the fireman carrying a guy and just kind of raises an eyebrow that stands there and waits for you guys to approach.
Got a one of the gang leaders of the escaped prisoners. You might want to keep an eye on the sewers for a while. They seem to are gathering, scurrying. There's probably more prisoners in the sewers.
I think there are like 5 or 6 down there.
And massing.
All right. Once we are a little more secure with the district, we'll send some squads down there to root them out. Thank you for the information.
Mm.
Do we
You're welcome.
headshot the unconscious one, or do you want him?
As far as this prisoner is concerned, he is a bit of a high-profile prisoner, so we're gonna go lock him up around in one of the houses we have cordoned off back here, and we will deal with him later.
I would like to pull out the key and show it to him and ask him if he knows what it's for.
Oh, that looks like the key to the front of the prison.
All right, thank you very much.
You,
We will return it
You guys-
to you when we are done helping clear the situation up.
that sounds agreeable.
All right. And then Argo just turns and finds a place where he can just lie down and rest.
All right.
And now the short rest commences, I guess.
Yes, this is where you guys would get your short rest in.
Time for a cat nap.
Garrett, you know how to do a short rest?
I'm at full health.
You're at full health?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't know how to do it, but I don't need to actually do it myself right now.
All right.
The rest was strictly for Grungy's benefit. Or Argo's benefit, rather.
And I believe that Luna was also no longer hurt.
I was no longer hurt, yeah.
All right. So, in the future, when you guys take a short rest, you can roll up to your hit dice for healing. So, like,
So,
you
like,
take
I've
the
got
size.
I've got
You
2
take this-
D8, for example.
Yeah. So you have a pool of 2d8
Yeah.
that you can pull from to heal, and it will refresh on a long rest.
Gotcha.
So depending on how hurt you are, you can choose how many dice you roll to see how much you gain back. And I believe it includes your Constitution score for the rolls. But yeah.
Okay.
So you guys finish up your quick little cat nap. And where do you want to get off to next?
Me personally, I think we should head back down towards 10 and then cross that little bridge next to it and head up and check out 11. Since that's the next closest point. And then after that, we can maybe go hit up 12 and 13. I don't know. What do you guys think?
That works.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
Unless you want to hit 12, 13 first and hit 11 last. That way we can take those little back routes all the way back up to the front of the prison.
Either way is fine.
You guys just gotta tell me which plan you're taking.
I'll leave it up to you guys.
We can hit up 12 and 13 first.
All right, so you guys just gonna be walking your heavy butts all the way up to 12 and 13?
I think we should walk up to the corner, like right before we see what's over at 12 and 13, and then I can sneak up and like see if there's anything dangerous up ahead, maybe.
So, just so I know what we're all on the same page, you're gonna walk up to like the northern corners of the wall there?
Yeah, I think so. We're just gonna walk right past 11, and then we're gonna stop at that top corner on the left, and then I'll kind of like sneak up just to
sneak up from there?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Everyone agrees with that plan?
Sure.
But say you,
Alrighty.
Grungy.
Yeah, I'm trying to log in to take care of this issue on the site and
Gotcha.
going through it right now. So I trust you guys.
So, you guys go walking up around along the wall, like you go walking back past the sewers. There's like a little storage shed for some tools and stuff for the sewers across the way, like across the bridge there.
Mm-hmm.
and you go walking up along the path between the water and the wall, and
Are there any useful tools in there?
describe useful.
Anything can be a makeshift weapon. Like a
Possibly.
sickle. Or a
No, not
scythe.
like a sickle. Nothing like that. Not for the sewers, no.
You never know what kind of shit they have for extermination, okay?
That's where they hire some people from the adventuring college to just go and clear out the sewers. And then they bring their own tools.
And for all you know, there's an adventurer lost and found thing in there from shit they looted from dead adventurers.
Hey, Garrett, what's your wisdom modifier? Garrett and Reggie.
Wisdom. +0.
Wisdom modifiers +2.
So, as you guys are walking up along the wall after crossing the bridge, Grungy, you think you can hear something that sounds like some scuffling from the other side of the wall, but you're not entirely sure.
So, you're talking to specific grungy. Okay.
Yes. Grungy's the only one that heard it.
Wait, what? Because he has a +2 in wisdom?
Yeah.
For reasons.
Yeah.
I opened your character sheet because I still update yours and got what I needed to know. And then I asked them for what I needed from them.
Yeah. To be fair, everything on the sheet is updated minus the help. Because nothing really changed from last session. It's
Yeah.
just I'm trying to remember how to log into the site. I'm having issues. Because I think I need
Yes.
to log in order to save the changes. I don't think I can save it from just opening the page, which makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So I'm just going through it.
Okay, I see. No, Garrett, you also would have heard that because
Okay.
Like he's a fucking cat. How do you not fucking hear it? We have the one deaf fucking tabaxi in the fucking party.
Well, so you say that I heard scuttling on the other side of the wall.
yeah, it sounded kind of like some feet scuffing on the other side of the wall, but
And which part of the wall is this? Is it like over by 11?
yes, this is before you guys cross that opening in front of 11. Like you guys are coming around that first corner. You pass the shed, you come along the first corner, and you can kind of hear some scuffling along the other side.
Okay. In that case, can I, now that I know that I've heard something, can I just, check around the corner quietly?
Yes, you can attempt to
Do a
sneak,
peek.
do a stealth check, and go take a peek.
I will do that then. I rolled a 19, and my stealth is +5. So that's 24.
Okay.
Did it work?
Nope. No.
You will. Yeah, but you
Cut
can
out.
go and go. I now know because it's competing skill rolls, but you're gonna have to give me a second to fucking. All right. I don't know what they got, and so you're gonna go creep up to that first wall, or like the other corner, and take a peek through that opening.
Yep.
All right. The building there seems to be barracks of some sort. It was probably for the guards of the prison
Mm-hmm.
when they were off duty. Uh, it does look like some of the windows and stuff have been smashed out, and roll me a perception check.
Okay. Let's see. Where's my perception? Okay. That's plus. So that is a 9, so a total of 11.
Yeah, you don't really see much beyond the smashed out windows of the building and some. It does look like there's been some activity recently, like from the just the way the rubble's been kicked about, but you can't tell how long ago that path was traveled.
Okay. I will step back and inform the others about what I see from what we heard. Basically,
We
say
heard.
that I see the barracks there. It looks like it's been raided by whoever, probably the prisoners, but I didn't see anything necessarily. Or I didn't see anything besides that, really. I do it quietly too. A whisper.
All right.
What do you guys think we should do about that? Do you think we should go ahead and investigate 11 now that we know that something's over there, or just keep on our plan to head to 12 and 13?
That is a problem for a different day.
Man, it might be a problem for right now because we get jumped like we did when we were coming back the first time. It could hurt.
Hello, Jasper.
So
Get down.
so he went by where I heard the sounds from the
Yes.
Wilson Park, right?
He continued forward to look around the corner.
But I didn't see anything besides the building.
All right, I'll
Yeah.
just go to where I think I heard the sounds coming from and check out the area.
So you're gonna go all the way around the wall to go try and see if you can spot anything.
Yeah, I'm not like hiding or being stealthy about it, just walking over, inspecting the area, seeing what's there.
All right.
I'll stay
Roll me a
behind.
perception check. Oh,
I was gonna
where
say
are you guys gonna go?
I was gonna say that I'll stay behind Argo, just to make sure that he's got backup.
I got
All right.
an 18 plus 2, a 20, sir.
All right. And Luna, what are you also following them?
I'm still just kind of sit back and watching, just in case.
So you're gonna kind of like hang out by the opening in the wall then, so you can have line of sight on them, but
Yep.
still have some distance. Okay. So you come down to like the southwestern corner of the armory, and as you're looking around, you see some movement from within the armory, Grungy.
By movement, can you describe what kind of movement I notice?
It looks like there's possibly some people setting up to try and keep eyes on you, but also stay out of your sight.
Okay, so they're actively trying to avoid us. So
Yes.
it would be like someone peeking, and then when they like, as I turn to look at them, they kind of like duck, kind of a deal. Not saying that's exactly it, but
Yeah,
along that line.
that's sort of the idea. Yeah.
Okay.
Could be the creature.
It's kind of like you went from one side, so they went from one side of the building to the other. So they went from one window, the window on the one side, to the window on the other side to keep an eye on you, but they're also trying to do it without being seen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is this structure made of?
stone.
Damn it.
No fire. Not yet. Soon. Soon.
All right, so I'm just going to like dead stare at that area where I saw movement. And I'll approach it again, very not being sneaky or anything. Basically, just walking up to the window where I saw that movement, and yeah, I'm gonna peek around the window and see if I can see anything inside.
Grungy would never survive a horror movie.
Grungy's also kind of really tanky as far as
Yeah,
and he kind of knows it.
Argo's a bit beefy.
But
Yeah, horror movie brain's like skewered through the noggin ain't gonna save you, buddy.
To be fair, in a horror movie, I think Argo would be the antagonist.
So, as you start approaching, you get about halfway there, and you hear some whispers, and then somebody pops up, and oh, that actually might be a thing.
What's up?
With a 17 hit, beat your AC.
Yes, because I do not currently have my shield like prepared.
So all of a sudden, you see this guy pop up with a crossbow, shoot the bolt at you, as it hits and deals 1 damage to you as it kind of like just kind of catches the underside of your arm.
I gotcha. All right. So now that they popped out, what do they look like?
They look like they're prisoners.
Oh, okay.
From the
They
face you
look
see,
like they're prisoners.
It looked like it was a prisoner. He didn't really have. He had. He didn't have any armor on, but that crossbow looked a fair bit better than what you've seen out on the streets. So.
All right.
Ooh, upgrade.
What?
Yeah, potentially.
Now we are going to roll for initiative.
Okay.
I rolled a 10.
I've got a 5.
Alright, nice, go. I got an 11. This is not practical to roll at all.
And I don't add anything to that, right? Like it's just the 10.
You would only add your initiative bonus, which is in between your speed and your armor class.
Oh,
Yeah.
plus 3. Okay, so mine's a total of 13.
Grungy got a 5.
Yeah.
Luna got. Did you add your initiative bonus to that, Luna?
Where's that at?
Between your armor class and your speed.
Okay, that plus 3. I got 14 then. Because I rolled an 11, then I had plus 3 initiative.
Nope, that's a thing.
What's the thing?
So, starting off first, you hear what sounds like a wooden door getting booted open, and some feet running from the the far side of the building on your right. But you guys don't get to see, like, they stay behind the wall so that you don't see them.
Gotcha.
Next up will be Luna. You got about 30 feet between you and Garrett and Grungy. You see you can see into some windows, but you don't see anybody through them currently. But you also do see some light from the far side of the building, or from the door that you assume just got booted open.
Move to catch up.
So you're gonna go move to catch up with Grungy and Garrett.
Yep.
All right, Garrett.
Yep.
Your turn.
I will draw my rapier and not move. Because I don't know if I had it out already. I'm assuming I didn't. So I'll just draw my rapier, and that'll be my turn.
Alrighty.
Because I know I can't.
Grungy.
I know that is my action if I pull a weapon out.
Maybe your action, but you get a movement and an action and a bonus action.
Oh, I do have bonus action. Okay.
And then a reaction.
Can I see the person who shot Argo through the window?
Currently, no, because he ducked back down. But you could, in theory, be ready to do something if he popped his head back up again.
Would he be able to hear me if I began to speak?
More than likely, yes.
I will use Vicious Mockery, and I will say that he relies on sneak attacks because he has no balls.
Does Vicious Mockery require line of sight?
It does not. Or actually, yes, it does. Never mind. It does require it. So yeah, never mind. I will.
You could ready the action so that if he pokes it, ready an action so that you can
Prepare for him to poke.
yeah.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
All right.
My insult
Grungy.
will remain.
So just so that I can have this cleared out, I'm up at the window. He shot me. He ducked back under the window.
You were about 10 feet away from the window.
Okay.
So it was about 20 feet between the wall and the building.
Okay, I'm going to walk up to the window.
All right.
Oh no.
And I assume I can see him since I'm like right there at the window.
Yeah, you
crouched
could like
down.
look through the window and you can see him like trying to pull the string back on his crossbow to reload. But he's so focused on that he doesn't see you.
Kirby, I'm gonna grapple him. I'm breaking through the window and I'm grabbing him. What would you like me to roll?
I haven't had to deal with grapples in 5e, so I'm assuming it's opposing strength checks effectively, correct?
And that's part of it. And so, would you like me to? First off, is there anything that you would like me to roll to make sure that I can break through the window?
No, because the window's already smashed out.
Perfect. All right. I'm going to roll to hit him to essentially start the grapple.
All right.
because I might not be able to like grab him, type of a deal if I roll
Yeah.
badly.
It's a bit awkward because you're trying to reach through a window so you can like pull them out. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Okay. Would a 14 allow me to snatch him?
Yes, a 14 would allow you to snatch them.
I'm snatching him. I'm grappling him. I'm pulling him over the glass, and now he's outside. Essentially, I haven't moved, but I'm like pulling him into my space for the grapple instead of going into his space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys just see Grungy like continue to walk up to the window, reach through, grab this guy by the back of his shirt, lift him up through the window, and then slam him down on the ground in front of him.
Oof.
Yeah, and you also guys he also gets like one of those Wilhelm screams as he comes flying through the window because he really was not expecting that. and he drops his crossbow on his way out.
Unarmed.
My loot.
It's better this way.
This man's about to get pummeled into the dirt.
All right. And that's my turn, sir.
All right. So, right after you pull the guy out, you hear, "What the hell? They just grabbed John!"
I'll yell back, well, then maybe John shouldn't have been a bitch.
Actually, yes. Garrett,
Yep.
the character that was hiding just got pulled through the window and is now in full line of sight of you.
Yep.
Would you like to finish
Yes, I would.
casting the spell that you prepared?
I absolutely would.
All right. I believe Vicious Mockery is a save on their part.
Yes, wisdom.
And what is
Wisdom
the
save.
DC?
Says my spell save DC is 13.
All right. So he fails the save. You may roll your damage.
I rolled a 1.
Oh.
He takes 1 psychic damage.
Are you saying he
So-
took emotional damage? Sorry.
So yeah, you're not sure if the insult or if it, like he grimaced in what appears to be shame, and you're not sure if it's from the insult or from the embarrassment of dropping his crossbow and screaming as he got pulled through the window.
Either's fine. Either's fine.
But either way, you guys hear a bunch more scuffling as people, what sounds like they're running outside of the building. And then we go back up to the top, and Grungy, you have a guy that rounds the corner and comes running at you with a long sword and shield ready. He takes a swing at you and just off balance from not being used to carrying so much. He ends up missing you and hitting the stone wall beside you.
Man, I wish I
Moron.
could cast Vicious Mockery.
And now it is Luna's turn.
I can't cast Vicious Mockery. I'm a fucking sorcerer.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm assuming I've caught up to at least
Yes, you can see the guy that Grungy has currently like holding to the ground, and the guy that just took a swing at Grungy at Argo. There we go.
Pull out crossbow and load it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can pull it out and load it in the same round,
Can you?
because I think they're both actions.
I mean, in all fairness, once you have it loaded, just carrying it around, but
You never specified, so
and it's like I'm sitting here, like I don't think I ever unloaded it from the last time it was used.
so you want to pull it out and then shoot it then? I don't know if crossbows
No.
have safeties.
They have triggers.
I think crossbows actually do have safeties, but that's more like a modern thing, not like a back then kind of thing. I don't know what back then would be.
Back then, that thing would be a basic hair trigger.
Anyways, you pull out your crossbow, you load your crossbow. You stand still to do it. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. Garrett,
Yep.
you're up.
Second verse, same as the first, except I'm targeting the guy who completely whiffed at Grungy. So I'm going to do the Vicious Mockery. And I had something in mind that ended with calling him Fuckface for just... Or, no, Fuck Nugget. Nice swing, Fuck Nugget.
Wing and miss, fuck nugget.
Alright. He fails to save, roll your damage.
That is a 4. He took all the psychic damage for being called a Fuck Nugget.
Yep.
Oh, and he'll
He-
have disadvantage. Both of them will have disadvantage. The one that I did before and him.
Yep. So the guy that you just Vicious Mockery gets a bit of a nosebleed.
It's
And now it's
funny.
on to Grungy.
What is he, a naked woman? Nerd.
Ooh, I'm going to just go ahead. And since I got him grappled, let's see. At the start of my turn, I'm gonna do a free D4 damage on him since he's grappled for a whole 1.
Alright.
And then for my turn, I'm going to end the grapple. And
Okay.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna take a swing on him.
Alright.
Let's see. Unarmed. Does a 15 hit?
A 15 will hit.
Okay. For let's see, 6 damage.
Alright. So at the start of your turn, you just kind of give him a bit of a shake, and the back of his head smacks off the pavement. And then you let go of him as you wind up and just punch him right in the nose, and his nose shatters.
Yippee! And then I'm presuming he's still up.
He's still alive, but not doing too well right now.
Got your nose.
So now I'm going to just turn to the guy who just whiffed the attack and just be like, you can all just surrender. You can just surrender.
He says, "Fuck you and your mother."
All right.
Now, see,
And-
if it were me, Argo, I wouldn't take that.
Well, my turn's over.
Yep.
Neat.
And as your turn ends, there's two more prisoners that come around the corner. One has a great sword, and the other has a great axe. The one with the axe is going to come after Grungy and take a swing and be massively off balance and nearly fumble it. He like comes running at you, raises it up, and then off balances and like swings early and just has to swing the axe down to keep from falling on his face. And the one with the great sword is going to come after Garrett.
Okay.
Does a 9 hit you?
Nope. No, it does not.
This is why they should just surrender.
You're not wrong, but they're not that smart. Right?
No, I know. Like prisoners during a prison break / riot aren't exactly the fucking archons of sensibility. But I mean,
No.
good lord.
Also, the guy with the great axe rolled a 1. So, like, and the other guy rolled a 7. So,
My God.
but yes, he comes to take a swing at you, and you just kind of like sidestep, and he gets nothing but air.
Fucking idiot.
And then another guy pops up through a different window in the same side and launches a bolt at you, Garrett. Does a 20 hit?
Yes.
Right.
You will take 3 damage
Okay.
as a bolt hits you in the shoulder and kind of gets stuck there.
Gotcha.
And then we go back up to the top, where the guy with the sword and shield is gonna square up with Grungy again. Does a 20 hit Grungy?
20 does it.
Alright. You will take 4 damage as he smacks you with his longsword. And then it is up to Luna.
Up to me. Oh God, we're screwed. I used the wrong name. Okay. So I'm right by Garrett, yeah, or by Sam, yeah.
Yes. You're
Okay.
relatively close. You're about 10 feet away, but yeah.
Wait, how far away am I from each enemy?
About 10 feet away, 10, 15 away from the guy that's in front of Garrett, and about 15, 20 away from the guys that are around Argo. Got Argo and Zam. Sorry.
I want to point my crossbow at the guy nearest. So the guy who just attacked Garrett.
All right.
And do an intimidation check.
All right.
Or like unless you want a new fucking piercing, buddy, back off.
Roll your intimidation.
Oh my God, character development. She's not bloodthirsty.
Okay. So I'd roll a d20 for that, yeah?
Yes.
No, you went off the table, you whore. Where'd you go? I can't find you. Where? There we go. I gotta reroll it. 8, and then I have +5 intimidation, so 13.
All right. He just looks at you and laughs.
Damn.
Rude.
Anything else with your turn?
Fire.
You shoot him?
Hell
Hey.
yeah.
I warned him. Sorry, I gotta dig out a D8 for this.
Well, no, you have to roll your d20 first to see if you hit.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, I think I put D8 too. 20. Nat 20.
The nat 20? Okay.
Yep. Where's the D8? Where'd you go? I just had one.
You're going to need to roll it twice.
Eh?
You're going to need to roll your d8 twice.
Oh, okay. 7. 7.
All right, so you shoot your you shoot your bolt and you like pierce him through the side of the thigh. And like he kind of stumbles a bit from that because he's now gonna have a little bit harder time standing up. Garrett,
I'm going to slash at the guy who tried to hit me with his sword with
All
my
right.
rapier.
Yes.
Does a 13 hit?
Yes.
Oh, actually, that wasn't even 13. It's going to be 13 plus, so it was a total of 16, but still hits.
Okay.
Damage was 6. And
So
it's
you
piercing.
went from like grazing blow to actually getting him good.
Yep.
So as he's like twisting from catching the arrow through the side of his thigh, you just kind of grab onto the collar of his stud leather and run your rapier through his side.
Yep.
And he drops down.
And then I'd like to, and then just for a little extra thing, I'd like to turn towards the window and just flip off the guy who shot me.
All right.
Dick.
And now it is Grungy's turn.
I think I'm just gonna take a swing on the guy with the great axe. Because the one with the crossbow dropped it, so he probably has some kind of small weapon. So big money. Oh, nat crit, baby!
Uh-oh.
Nat 20. Oh, buddy.
Oh my.
Oh, buddy. For 8 and... For 5th edition, do we still double it?
You roll your damage twice.
Okay, so 8 plus 4. So
For
12
12?
damage.
So you just like punch this guy straight in the throat, and you can like hear his neck snap.
Oh!
Fatality.
Oh!
Oh,
That's what I mean when I was talking about a throat puncher, motherfucker.
I am the danger.
I am the one who knocks.
And then, yeah, that's gonna be my turn.
So you hear a "fuck this shit" from inside the building, and then a scurrying of feet.
See, he has the right idea, Argo says out loud.
Lena grumbles that she should have cast bonfire at the fucking door.
Is that the one who shot me? The one who's trying to scurry
Hold
away?
on a moment, Dad's gonna go put on some popcorn in a moment, okay? Yeah, the one that shot you is the one that's running away.
I'll yell back, "Fuck you too!"
John says you're a dick.
Even though John's just like on the ground rolling as his face is cupped from having his nose just shattered.
Yeah, I speak screaming bitch, and that's what it means. You guys are ditching me. You guys are assholes. My nose is broken, and I'm pretty sure I swallowed one of these teeth.
That was a confusing statement that I just typed out, but okay. Anyways,
My God.
yeah. So yeah, the guy with the sword and shield is still feeling pretty cocky since you haven't hit him yet, even though you just one punch man his buddy right beside him.
Everyone's
And
brave until they get punched in the face.
and he takes another swing at you and misses. And then it goes to Luna's turn.
Swing and a miss again. Jeez.
You know?
Reloading the crossbow.
All right. And it's up to Garrett.
Vicious mockery on the guy who has the shield.
Okay.
Does he pass his save?
He does not pass the save.
Okay. I'm gonna say, are your parents as disappointed in your performance as we are? Damage is gonna be a 4.
You see him like do a bit of a almost like a reaction as he got almost like he got punched in the solar plexus. Didn't quite wind him, but you know he kind of felt that one. And then it's on to Grungy because the 2 big weapon guys got taken out.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna put my hands on sword and shield guy. 19.
That's a hit.
That's a hit. And for damage, 7 plus 9 damage.
9?
Yep.
Alright, so you can describe how you kill this one, Grungy.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be nice and simple. I literally just grab the side of his head and bash it into the wall, and he just falls down.
Makes sense.
And then
Do we hear the audible splat as his brains are caved in from the sheer strength of that, or what?
Grungy unironically finds a weak spot in the mortar and just like puts Buddy's head through the wall. You hear a bit of a crack, but you're not sure if that was skull or stone.
either way, he's down.
Either way, there's a guy that's no longer. He has been relegated to the past tense, and he is laying inside of a wall.
He has exited stage left. Let's continue.
All right, and then for the rest of my turn, I'm going to kind of look down at dude cupping his face and everything, and be like, "You're not going to do anything stupid, are you?"
Not at this point.
Good boy. And then he's going to move over to wherever the great axe is, because there's still one guy up, right?
One guy took off running during his last round.
Yeah, I think
okay.
I think we killed 3
Crossbow guy
people, and then there's just John,
Shot
right?
Garrett. Yep.
Okay, so the fight's over, essentially.
Essentially, yes.
Okay, never mind then. Good. I thought there was still one more by the other 2.
Nope.
Yeah,
You got them all. Well, got or you've conquered this encounter. There we go.
Well, in that case, I'm going to start helping the the dude that said he's not gonna do anything stupid anymore and just do basic like medicine check, help him with his nosebleed.
Oh, this guy has much more than a nosebleed. You flattened his nose against his face.
Yeah,
He's gonna have
okay.
trouble breathing.
Okay,
looks
no,
like
I'm
Voldemort
gonna
now.
snap
Break.
it back. I'm gonna snap it back into place, all that stuff. Try to reset the cartilage.
All right,
Try to help him out.
as he starts to realize what you're trying to do, he starts like trying to slap you away because you're the one that did this, and he doesn't want you touching him anymore.
Listen, you shot me. I'm trying to help you. All right.
I don't fucking care. Go away.
Listen, your actions have consequences. What will you learn? That your actions have consequences.
You'll take at least once more.
All right. Well, I mean, if he's putting up a fight, I'm assuming this guy's like near fucking death. I'm gonna, with the purpose of just knocking him out, put my hands on him.
So you're gonna jog his memory.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the patient cooperative.
Wait. Are we jogging his memory actually, or are we jogging his memory Princess Bride style and this dude just fucking is unconscious?
Physics
Well,
style.
he's gonna be unconscious.
He's physics style, got
I'm
it.
not. I'm making the patient cooperative. Is what I'm doing.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You physics him, got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just like that, and then I'm gonna, like take care of it. Try my best to reset his cartilage. It's still it'll probably be crooked and all that shit, but then I'll just leave him on his side in the recovery position.
Roll
It'll
me a
be
medicine
easier to-
check.
Identify him at least.
Let's do it. Oh, Kirby. Oh, Kirby.
What?
A Kirby. I am the doctor that heals through violence, Kirby.
Wait, let's see what's happened. Oh my god.
I am the doctor that
Oh
heals
no.
through violence.
He nat 20'd it.
I was almost hoping he was gonna like not want it so that I could just kill the guy, but
just like I shoved the cartilage up through the nose.
yeah, something along those lines. But nope. You
I
Get
mean,
it.
Nat 20 could do that too. He just expertly did it and just shoved his fucking nose cartilage into his fucking brain and killed him.
no. This time, you actually seem to think that you got at least one nostril completely clear of any debris when you're resetting his nose. So he will be at least able to breathe through his nose afterwards, which is kind of
Fantastic.
surprising considering the state you left it in.
Damn, I'm good. And I'm going to leave him in the recovery position.
The recovery position.
Yeah, on his side with one arm under his head.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So what are you guys going to get up to next?
Okay, the crossbow that was dropped inside of the window.
Yes.
Is it still there, or did one dude actually pick that up and shoot Garrett with it and then run off, or do you have his own? What's going on with that situation?
You're going to have to go inside the building to figure that out.
I can peek through the window.
Well, you can peek through the window. If you do so, the crossbow is still there, along with some bunks and a caged area that got with the door that got broken open to, and has some other weapons and stuff in that section.
Free shit, let's go. I'm grabbing the. Is the crossbow better than mine?
No,
Oh, no.
It's base level stuff. It's just actually made by a professional weaponsmith instead of cobbled together by people that know what crossbows look like.
Okay.
As will be most of the equipment in there. So
While this is going on, I'm going to go fetch that great sword.
all right. you acquire a greatsword.
Yippee!
Can I light the place on fire so no one can get anything else from inside?
No,
Oh.
it is made of
Building
stone.
is still made of stone, yeah.
The door is made of wood.
Everything
It'll just
surrounding the door is made of stone.
burn up the
Uh-huh.
door, and then they'll just be able to kick the burnt up pieces out of the way.
I'm trying to figure out how long a door will burn theoretically with Google. You know, come
for
back
science.
later.
All right. So what are you guys gonna do?
I'm still doing research.
I'd like to look at some of the bodies, see if they have anything useful on them, but I'm gonna assume not really. Like no money or anything that'd be useful for me personally.
No, there's no money. They were wearing like studded leather, except for the one guy that had a chain shirt on.
Yeah.
And then the aforementioned weapons that they each had.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I don't need anything. I'm good to keep moving.
20 to 90 minutes, depending on the flame durability of the door. So we're thinking this is probably just a really unprocessed tree. Well,
Yeah.
probably got maybe
But
30
it could
minutes.
be a very heavy. It could be a very heavy hardwood, though.
Yeah,
it
probably
still a
is.
guesstimation of 30 minutes, give or take. And it's like, it'll probably take us more than 30 minutes to wrap this up. So yeah, fire deterrent wouldn't last very long. Boo.
All right, so should we keep on moving up to 12 and 13?
Sure.
Oh, I'd also
How
like to
far
pull
away
that
you guys?
fucking bolt out of my shoulder, too.
All right.
Wait, I have another question. Is there some sort of latch inside the door?
No, the door got smashed in by the prisoners, who then went in and smashed the gate to get at the weapons.
Gotcha.
And
Okay. And like, is there some way for me to like lock this thing to secure it or anything, so we don't have to worry about being stabbed in the ass?
no,
Wah, wah.
I mean, if
but
we really
this
want to, we could move the bunks and the bedding along with the door into the room with the weapons and set it on fire.
yeah,
Yeah,
could do that
bonfire.
if you really want to set the fucking prison barracks on fire.
Listen, I'm just proud of our little sorceress that's starting to give out ultimatums and like reasoning. That's some significant character growth. I'm willing to help out with a science experiment in return.
Okay. All right.
Oh, sure. Your first encounter with me as being humanitarian trying to feed a hungry goblin, and
You weren't trying to feed a hungry goblin. You were trying to feed on a hungry goblin. It's a distinct difference.
Yeah. So you guys are gonna take the time to go set everything up in the cage and light it up and cast bonfire on it?
Yeah, Argo will help her out.
fire!
I'll help as much as I can, too.
Argo's so proud.
Now, how big is this John guy?
No, my work.
He's like your average human.
All right,
can't
let's drag
cast Mage
it
Hand,
in.
No. I'm quite proud of that. Maybe I'll open up a practice after adventuring.
Into the fire he goes. Let's go.
No, no, leave him be. He learned his lesson.
No, he didn't. Into the fire.
You don't have the strength to hoist him into the fire.
That's why I'm asking them to help. Come on, let's go.
No,
Yeah, it doesn't look like you're getting the help, so
he's my second patient.
Who was
Do
the first?
tabaxi eat human meat? Look, kitty cat, free food.
I don't want that. It's dirty.
The fire purifies.
My God.
We gotta feed our goblin friend. He'll eat some human jerky.
Also,
What-
I
what
don't
is
eat
with you and
bitch.
turning people into jerky. First the goblin, now John.
What did John ever do to you?
In all fairness, I do have an ex-boyfriend named John, so it's funny.
You seem like the type of person that would open up a combination funeral home buffet. I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, great. Wait, can I name it Lovelet's or Lovelet's Meat Pies?
My God.
Are we ready to move on?
Apparently, because no one wants to hug John's ass in the fire.
I think he learned his lesson.
Can we hug him, like, can we put him near us so he's at least warm?
He's a good boy.
The fire inside the building will warm the stone that he is next to.
Actually, I was just kind
Hey,
of hoping he'd roll over unconscious and set himself on fire. No one was going to pay attention to that little detail, but fuck.
Oh no. I'm tracking. I mean, the armory is basically going to be an oven right now. Yeah.
Okay. So if we are moving on, I would like to go back to original plan to sneak up around that corner to see what's up ahead towards 12 and 13.
Alrighty. So roll your stealth check.
The roll was a 14, and I believe that is a +5 on my stealth, which it is, so that is a 19.
Alright. So you walk up around the corner and you see a relatively nice looking house.
Do I hear or see anything else around?
You hear the water lapping against the stonework.
Fair enough. I will turn back and tell Argo and Lena what I found about there being a nice looking house there. I don't know what's up with it. Would you guys like to go investigate with me?
Yep. Let's go.
Sure.
I do think we
Um,
should try to maybe move quietly because we don't know who could be there.
Then Argo might want to stay back.
Nonsense. Argo has his shield out and his sword out, and he's keeping them on his sides, just like walking with them ready, essentially equipped.
Yeah.
You know, if
but
you
he's
want to
just- he's
take the
just
lead, I've got
walking
no
along.
problem hanging out behind you.
Well, you can scout ahead if you want to.
Okay,
I'm not going to attempt to be stealthy
Okay.
because I already know that will end in failure.
Yeah. I'll which one is the door? Is 13 the door to the house? It's 13 looks like it'd be the door.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, 13 is an entranceway that has, oddly enough, it is the first place to have a doormat that you've seen in this entire district.
Interesting.
Wait, this is going to be a trap. I've seen Scooby-Doo.
I'm gonna get a little bit closer than I did before, just to see, if I do get closer, if I'll hear anything inside. I'll basically get right up to the entranceway and kind of like hang off to the side a little bit.
Alright. So you're gonna try and listen in then?
Yes.
Roll me a perception check.
The roll was a 10. Perception is +2, so that's a 12. My perception sucks ass.
You're a terrible cat.
You hear nothing.
Typical
Okay.
cat.
I will wave Argo and Lena over. Let them know that I don't hear anything.
What's my perception? It's a +1.
Adjust my companion's rolls. He is a cat after all. So Argo will just walk up to Shazam. And follow him. I will follow your lead.
Okay, I will go into the entranceway. Is there anything of note inside the entranceway or no?
The door itself is locked. But outside of that, the only real thing of note was, as I said, the doormat.
The doormat? Okay.
Let's kick the doormat out of the way.
Yeah, is there like
I
a
was
key
gonna
under
say
the
look
doormat?
under it.
Are you going to lift the doormat?
Yes, I'm going to lift the doormat.
Yes, there's a key underneath the doormat.
Would that key happen to go to that front door?
Yes, the key happens to go to that front door.
Then I will unlock the door.
All right.
And then I
Duck
will
as you go in.
I will indeed go inside. What is inside that I can see?
So you see a couple of different, like, the furnishings of this place are relatively nice. There's a couple of different bookshelves and cabinets. There's a set of stairs up, and like a nice little seating area with some, like, a fireplace and a few other things. It's a nice looking house.
Okay, I'll call out, see if anyone's here.
No response.
All right, I'll turn to the others and say I'm thinking this might be like the warden's house or something. And I don't quite frankly think there's anyone here. And I would not feel comfortable looting this person's house, given that it was locked and everything, still looks nice and everything in here, because I don't think that they would necessarily deserve to have it looted.
Yeah, we should lock up and put the key back and all that.
You mean to tell me that during a prison break riot, you think this is the warden's house and it's completely untouched? Clearly something's wrong.
I mean, it could be, but what are your thoughts on it?
Well, my instinct would be that if this was the warden's house, prisoners would be tearing it up just to send a message, just as an act of outburst. So I'll take a look around. I'll see what's going on here. If there's anything at all.
Okay.
And Argo will begin searching the house.
All right. Roll me a perception check.
Something stinks.
Was it your dice roll?
It was actually my dice roll.
Oh.
Let's see. 8. The dice giveth and the dice taketh away.
Yeah, so you go looking around the house. There doesn't really seem to be much out of place or disturbed. But you also don't really see anything that deserves closer inspection, so.
Peculiar.
Yeah, following following his logic, I vote we look around.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
So
cool.
if you guys
Is
are
this
gonna-
a wooden house?
Pardon?
Is this a wooden house?
wood and stone. There's more wood in this place than there was in the armory.
Argo's gonna walk up to our friendly pyromaniac, and he's gonna lay it out. Argo says, something about this does not seem right at all. The fact that the entire city's torn up, they've been in the armory, and then this house is completely untouched. I can't tell you what, but something isn't right. If
Agreed.
you wanted to burn
Do you think it
this
could be
place
the
down,
Intellect Devourer? Is that maybe here?
well, what I'm thinking is if this is, like you said, the warden's house, it might look so pristine because with prisoners, especially if it's the warden's essentially like an icon of the prison made flesh. The prisoners should want to do something. So either this isn't the warden's house, or something or someone is hiding here for it all to blow over so that they can get to the warden. So, if you want to burn this place down, I will go look out on the water. And then Argo calmly walks to the door, the main door.
All right.
I would
So,
like to ask
I-
Lena if she would like to look around with me first, just to make sure.
We will look around first, just in case there's something notable. So then,
Yeah,
just in case there's a clue.
Because I don't
Then we're
necessarily
burning
feel
this
comfortable
bitch.
burning just an okay house like that. Like we don't know whose it is. Maybe there's something wrong with it, but like just outright
Like I
burning
said,
it without.
maybe Argo is just a little paranoid, but as something don't seem right here.
Yeah. So I'll start. I'll start searching the house as well.
All right. Then you two can roll me a perception check if you're both going to check.
Okay, my perception was 8+2, so that's 14.
I got an
Right.
18 plus 1, so a 19.
So you both, as you're both looking around, you come across one of the bookcases, and it just seems off.
What in
So
the
you-
Scooby Doo?
A hidden door, probably.
Jinkies.
As Luna is messing with the bookcase, she finds the book and she finds a book that's a little stiff, pulls on it, and you hear a distinct unlatching.
A door.
I'll call Argo back and tell him to get in here because we found something.
Argo will return.
Yells Jinkies just keeping the Scooby Doo thing going. Argo, get your ass in here.
Argo, what do you want?
We had the worst version of Scooby Doo with a fucking tobacco.
Okay, cool. I'm still
for a
being
dog.
heard. Okay. And then I guess we'll just open the door the rest of the way.
All right. You see a stairway down.
This will be the
I-
perfect time for you to start singing Highway to Hell and start playing. Let's go.
Ugh.
I do believe we should maybe go down.
Yeah.
I can go down and try to do it quietly first, just to see what's down there.
If
Yes.
that's what you would like to do.
I will do that then.
All right. Roll me your stealth.
Ooh, that's a total of 11.
All right.
Brother,
Brother, what's that, brother?
So, as you descend, you come into like this any room section. It's a bit more dusty and stuff down here. There's a couple empty bookshelves along the walls, but there's also a door further in.
Okay. I will walk closer to the door and listen in, see if I can hear anything on the other side.
You hear nothing on the other side.
Okay, I will call to Lena and Arga and say it's clear down here, but there's a door. I don't know what's behind it.
I vote we burn the house down, and whatever's down here probably just fucking dies. Then we can look.
You have to wait for the house to burn down at that point.
Meh. Anybody got marshmallows? I'm not hearing any objections here.
Is that what you guys, if that's what you guys want to do, then
Listen,
Argo-
I'm following their lead. Listen, I'm just fun. Right now, I'm letting my two companions take care.
Well, I'm just wondering if maybe like I'm guessing that the creature's probably gonna be at the top of the prison, but I'm wondering if like maybe whoever has this house like capture the creature and like put it down in this hidden room, potentially.
Well,
See, I'm thinking this is going to be a little tunnel / path that goes directly to the fucking prison. Sneaking in there.
Okay, Kirby, is the door locked? The one in front of me?
no, it is not locked.
I would like to open it and peer inside.
All right, you open it up, and it opens up into this big room with some there's several stone pillars lining each side of the room.
Mm-hmm.
They're about 5 feet thick and about 15 feet in from each wall is a giant stone chessboard set up in the middle of the room. Also, the pillars are only in the on your side and the far side, and the chessboard extends out to the side, the left and right sides.
Is there anything on the other side of the room?
Some more pillars and another door.
Yeah, something about this is definitely fishy. And like are on this chessboard are there like the pieces and everything as well?
Pardon?
You said there's a giant chessboard in the middle. Are the pieces all there?
There are several pieces there. They are giant, they're stone sculptures set up on the chessboard. Like the chessboard squares are almost 10 feet across each.
It's time for some
Okay.
wizard chess.
Yeah, I was about to say that this is the wizard's chest from Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone if you're in England. I mean, I want to know what's in that other room. If I step on the chessboard, what happens?
You just gonna go walk up and step on the first square?
Yeah, I'll walk up and step on the first square.
Bad at it like the cat you are.
Nothing happens when you step on the first square.
What happens when I go and step on the second square?
Are you moving left, right, diagonally? How are you doing it?
Okay, well, rather, I guess the question be, do you know like what position that I would be in, like for where I'm stepping onto? Like,
Well, we can go. We can go through this. I assumed you were coming up on the middle.
okay,
so.
so that'd be either the king or queen spot.
Yeah.
I'll go straight ahead.
All right. When you get into the middle of the next square, I need you to roll me a reflex save.
Oh fuck!
Ruh-roh.
Where's my reflex? I don't
Yep.
see that.
Your dexterity save. Sorry.
Dexter. Okay.
Yep. Brain went
Derp.
old school.
Older
Okay.
editions with.
Yes.
I rolled an 18 and I got a +3 on that. So that's what, a 21?
Yep. Your saving throws are to the right of your stats and above your skills, and you have proficiency in your dexterity, so you get a +5.
+5. Okay, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. That's 23.
Yes. So you jump backwards as the entire square like shoots up with small jets of flame.
Okay.
Did his caper get singed?
No, he was fast enough. Like he heard the ignition and made a jump.
Okay, so chessboard. And the sides of the board extend wall to wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's got to clearly be a path that leads across somehow in some way. And I'm assuming that based on the fact that I stepped on that first panel and then flame shot out, that they might be pressure sensitive, right?
Possibly.
The question is, how much pressure would it take to set them off? And that's what's important to know.
How about we
What
burning
is-
rubble or something?
What is SP for a second? Real quick. Is that silver pieces?
Yes.
Okay.
If it's down with your money, then that'll be silver pieces.
Okay. So I would like to test that that same square that I stepped on before. I'm going to take one of my 9 silver pieces. I'm going to flick it onto that square and see what happens.
Nothing.
Okay. Is there maybe like a rock or
Also-
something near me?
How far did you flick that silver piece on?
I'll say to the middle of the square.
All right.
And still nothing happened, right?
Nothing happened. No.
Okay. Are there any rocks around?
Not really. No.
Okay. I will, like, while still staying on that first square where nothing happened, I'm going to apply pressure at the edge of that square that set off to see if it'll trigger again.
Nope.
Okay, so then I will go and pick up my silver piece again. Because
Let me
it seemed...
reflex it.
Motherfucker, okay. That's a 6 plus 5 is going to be 11.
You take 1 fire damage as you jump back, but not quite enough. You also have to like pat off your shins as your fur starts to kind of smolder.
Okay. Did I at least get my coin back?
You get your coin back, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to... Are Argo and Lena with me, or do they stay behind?
Oh.
Did you guys follow him down the stairs to the chessboard, guys?
He said he was gonna go sneak on ahead, so I'm still back.
Yeah, we're still
Alright.
just standing
Okay.
here.
Okay, I'll call them down, and I'll explain the situation. I'll when they get downstairs, I'll say this giant chessboard looking setup. So that there's this first square that I'm standing on, nothing happens when I stand on it, but the one directly in front of it. I don't know if it's a pressure plate thing. I don't know if it's a magic thing, but it shoots fire whenever I step on it. I tried, flicking a coin onto it to see if that would trigger it. It didn't do it. Putting my foot on the edge didn't do it. So I'm not sure, I'm not sure what the trick is here. I'm assuming there's some kind of path to the way through to get to the other side of that room where that door is. I'm just not sure how to figure out what that path is.
Do we have anything to see what, like, do you have a map of this at all,
No.
Kirby?
This was the area that I was trying to find when I was looking up the maps. It was like I couldn't find this spot.
Mm.
I gotcha.
I have a question.
What's
With
What is your
Mage
question?
Hand, seeing as you
Yeah.
can hold up to 10 pounds, could you exert about 10 pounds of force on any said square?
Yeah,
That's
I
a
could
good
let that
question.
run.
We have a way to test which ones are safe.
You and I could do it together because I have Mage Hand as well? I thought I did. Let me double check. Yeah, I got Mage Hand as well, so we could potentially apply 20 feet or 20 pounds of pressure onto each square to see what happens. And since they're cantrips, it won't waste any spell slots.
It's also a time-based thing where I think you get it for so many minutes.
It says the hand lasts for the duration or until you dismiss it as an action.
What's the duration?
Does not. Let me see. I did a copy and paste. I don't see any duration actually.
Second, I'm looking it up. Duration. 30 feet. Duration is 1 minute.
Yeah.
But the
So
beauty
it's-
of it is that we can cast it however many times we need to.
Mhm.
But it also won't take long to, press down on each thing to see what works and what doesn't.
So, are you just gonna start at like one end and pressing down on each of them simultaneously, or you gonna start with the one that was directly in front of you that will trigger a trap?
Yeah, I think we should.
We need to test that one and
Yeah.
test it with one mage hand and test with two mage hands to see if we can do this on two different paths and test simultaneously, or if we need to test together.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Yeah.
All right.
Michael, you've just become GLaDOS. Congratulations. I voted I get to be Peabody.
That's fine.
You're
I'll be
Atlas.
Atlas.
So you guys test with one mage hand, nothing
Yep.
happens.
Okay.
You test with two mage hands, nothing happens.
Okay, so it's definitely got to be heavier than 20 pounds. So it could be magic based, like if it senses like the warmth of a human or something, or just of any living being.
I cast Bonfire.
On what? Because doesn't bonfire have to have something that can start fire? Like you cast, it'll light something that can be burnt on fire.
Give me a second.
I'm assuming this
so
chessboard's made of like
stone.
stone or marble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Second.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When I stepped on that square both times, and
Yes.
I heard the trap, begin to start and all that. Did I hear any kind of like shifting of a pressure plate?
Possibly. You're not entirely sure. Actually, roll me an intelligence check.
Intelligence. Okay, and okay, where is it? Oh, my intelligence. Okay, +1 on that. That's a 6. Apparently, I'm stupid right now.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Spectacular.
You know there are some sounds.
Yeah.
There were sounds and things that sounded like sounds.
Yeah.
I think maybe I go upstairs and I grab a shit ton of the books and I bring them down and I start throwing them on the on that second tile to see if any of them will trigger the mechanism.
You can do that.
And when I say a shit ton, I mean like eventually I'll have like enough to equate the weight of my character, basically.
Are you going to recruit your party members to help you to speed this up?
Would you guys like to help?
I'm not gonna lie. Argo's eyes are completely glazed over.
Argo just
Looking
wants to
at
get out of
this.
here.
Argo is he's sitting on the stairway, just staring at the giant chessboards, being like, I what the fuck is happening here?
So I will ask Argo again because it seems that he's like kind of just out of it and not really hearing what I asked him. I said, Argo, do you want to help us try to figure this out? Because my idea right now is that we get a bunch of books and bring them down to use as a weight test.
Have you tried just running across it?
I don't think that would be a good idea.
Why not?
But Argo first. Let's go.
I'm not the fastest. Actually, I think my movement's fine. I think my movement's the same as everyone else's.
Yeah, it's speed of 30, right?
Yeah. Why don't we all? So hold on, because again, it's hard to map this out without
The visual, yeah.
visual. How many empty squares can we walk onto to be the first square? Is the chessboard
9.
taking up the entire room, or
From left to right, it takes up the entire room, yes.
okay? So there's 9 squares, and so far he's been on a singular square.
I've been on either the king or the queen square, I guess.
Which ways have you moved?
I moved.
He's only moved forward.
Yeah.
So,
is it only 9 squares in total? Kirby?
There's 9 open squares.
9 open squares.
Yeah.
Okay.
9 open squares, yeah.
So we know the middle square is bad.
Well,
The second middle square.
The second middle square.
Yeah, the direct
The
middle
pawn.
square of the 9 is bad.
The pawn spot is bad.
There are 3 of them that have pieces on them, which is why it's 9 out of 9 squares that are open. Just so.
What pieces are on there?
You're not entirely sure because it's a custom board.
I got a chessboard pulled up. All right. Of the first 9 spaces that are open, going from left to right, tell me if they are open or occupied.
All right.
Argo has taken out a small book from nowhere
Actually,
with a parchment.
I fucked up my mental image of a chessboard. I thought it was 12 across. I don't know. But
This is why I'm losing my mind. You said there were 9 open squares.
Yeah. Yep. That is on me. That is on me.
For those of you wondering, there are 8 squares on
Yeah.
Yep.
There's
Just
8.
point.
It's an 8x8 grid.
Yes. So there's 6 open squares on the first spot.
Okay. Now going from left to right, numerically, 1, 2, 3, etc.
Mhm.
Which squares are blocked that we cannot walk on?
3 and 7.
3 and 7. All right.
Garrett has been starting on 5.
Okay. And I am presuming, correct me if I'm wrong, we can tell
You'll put more
a
in if you want, bud.
difference between what pieces are on what side, correct?
Yeah, they're made of a similar colored stone to what the checkerboard is made out of. So the one side is all the same, made out of the same stone as the lighter squares, whereas the other side is made of the same stone as the darker squares.
Okay. Okay, we're tracking. We're tracking. So you were saying he was on the E square, the 5th one.
Yeah, I was on
Yes.
E1
And-
basically.
And going forward, fire.
Going forward, E2 is fire.
Yeah, I got that. So that's all the information we have at the moment.
Yes.
And which ones are blocked?
He said 3 and 7.
Okay, so D and G.
So that's going to
are
be C2 and G2.
1.
1.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you meant for the second row.
All right. And
No.
what are the pieces on? Where are the pieces on the board? I'm mapping the. Hold on. I'm mapping this
Okay.
out.
So, yeah, it's C1, G1, A1, and A D or A2 and D2, and then E3, B4, D and F4,
E and F4, you said?
D and F,
B and F.
D as in Delta.
Okay, D and F.
Yes.
D and F4. All right.
Dicks and farts.
Those are all the pieces on the board?
That's about half of it.
Good
Uh,
fucking Lord. All right.
So that's either the white or the black
Out
side.
of character. Hold on. No. I'm saving this shit. Out of character. I say we turn around. We leave this place until we have some kind of visual aid.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's half of it.
Because I think you're right, because this shit's like, it's hard to. Yeah,
All right.
I'm cool with doing that.
If that's half of it, and then we got to figure out the colors, essentially the teams, and then we need to try and figure out what pieces are what by how they move.
Out of character, after the first trap, I thought that Garrett was just gonna start like looking for traps, since I'm pretty sure that he can, and
Can I?
that you guys would like kind of start mapping it out that way. It was not meant to be this giant puzzle that you're supposed to turn off the traps. So,
I mean, I don't really.
but yes,
I don't think I have a way to check for traps. Like what's the role for that? If it is, like, I don't think I have like a kit for that or anything.
I'm pretty sure it'd just be a perception check to start trying to figure them out. You wouldn't be able to disable them, but
Perception. Investigation.
Yeah,
Maybe
investigation,
sleight of
perception.
hand.
I think sleight of hand would
I-
be to disable it.
I do
That's
have
true.
a
That's a good point.
I do have +3 on investigation. So I can try the check for traps. Unless we're all saying fuck it and we'll come back later when we have
Thank you,
visual.
GM. I'll have that count as my just one.
Give me a second. I need to wash my hands.
I appreciate you, brother.
But if you guys, I will do up a visual aid for this.
Okay.
So that if you guys want to come back to it after you clear the prison, you guys have that choice. I take it you guys are gonna head to the front door of the prison since that is where you
Yep.
guys have a key for.
Yep.
I mean, we never explored 13. We only explored, or wait,
13's the entranceway to the house.
Yeah,
12.
12 is the house. 12 is the front door of the house.
No, 13 was the front. It was like the welcome mat where the key was, and then the front door, and then 12 is the fact that there is a secret passageway in that building.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So we explored everything. So now we just gotta make our happy asses all the way back to 3. And I highly doubt we're gonna get any more encounters on the way there, so I don't really see a reason to like do the whole me scouting ahead and then reporting back to you guys at this point. Because if we were gonna have any more encounters, we would have had them.
Kinda, yeah.
So I think we can just go ahead and just head to 3.
My God.
Is that the decision?
Looks like it.
Yep. I'm
Alright.
fine. I got my shield. I got my sword. I'm ready to do
And
this.
when we get there, I will unlock the door to the prison. Assuming it's unlocked, or assuming it's locked. I mean, I have the key.
You do have the key. It is unlocked. It was locked. You unlock it and open it up. There's a big old, like it's a 10-foot wide door, and that will bring you into the number 9 point. No, the number 1 point. It is the number 1
point. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
The number 1 point for that side.
Yeah. So now we're on the prison main floor. Got it.
Yep. You're on the main floor of the prison.
Is there anything in this room? Like anything significant? People, things?
There's a couple of bodies. Looks like some of the guards and a few of the prisoners. You got 3 doors in front of you. 1 door to your left, 2 doors to your right. They're all closed. So, yeah.
Okay. So I'll step into the room. And I'm curious about that one in the corner on the right. So I'll check to see if that door's locked.
It is unlocked.
Okay. I will quietly open it and try to peer inside, see what's up with that.
It looks like it's just a storeroom for some spare bedding and stuff for the inmates.
Okay.
Yeah, storage closet.
I doubt I'm gonna find anything in there, so I'll close the door. Do you guys want to do anything specific at all?
No, not really.
Yeah, follow your lead.
Okay. I see there is a significant point with 3. So I think I would like to check that door, the one on the far hand right of the 3 that are in front of us. And I'll
Yep.
do the same thing. I will open it and try to peer inside.
You open it. This looks to be more of I want to say it's more of like a guard room, but there's like a desk, a chair, and a lever along one wall.
Is there any way for me to know what it does without me actually pulling it?
Nope.
Pull the lever, Crunk.
I will pull the lever, Crunk.
So you pull the lever,
Yep.
and there you hear a like metal grinding against stone from the north end of the building.
I'm guessing that maybe close some kind of gate or something.
Something.
Or open up a passage.
Could be. All right, so I will leave the room because there's nothing else significant about this room besides that lever, right?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so I'll leave that room.
There's like a book on the desk.
I'll pick up the book and flip through it to see what that's about. But
It looks to be like a registration of which prisoners are in which cells and some of the recent actions since they entered the prison.
Okay, so
Useful.
well, maybe, but chances are we're gonna fight them anyway, regardless of what they did if they're still here. I'll just put the book down. Do I retain any of the information that I flipped through and looked at, or no?
But are you actually trying to like read it to retain the information? Because
Yeah,
it
well,
depends on how much effort you're trying to put into.
I'll
like,
put in the effort to try and retain the information.
Yeah, so it's going to take you some time to like flip through the book and actually read the names and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Try to find John. Try to find John.
Yeah, what is John Censure?
Oh my god, I unplugged my phone forever. I have to plug my phone in still. Duh. I have the earbuds and I'm stupid.
I don't know what John did yet. I will let you know when I find out. And Kirby will let me know when I find out what I find out about John.
I think Argo's gonna wander a little bit.
John is not in this book as far as you can tell.
Okay.
And what is Argo? Where is Argo going to wander to?
I think Argo's gonna go check out that grinding sound.
So you're gonna open the door and head up into that hallway there?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Are the doors now open or closed?
The doors to the cells
Yeah.
are now all open.
Okay.
And as you round the corner, you see somebody that looks like they're all beat up and battered that looks like they just stumbled out of one of the cells.
What do they look like? What are they wearing?
They're wearing some like torn and tattered clothes that might have been a bit above your average commoners at one point, but it's pretty hard to tell.
All right. Just gonna say, let me guess. You guys were the guards?
He just kind of like his head shoots over to look at you as soon as you start talking to him, and he's like, "Who are you? You're not one of the prisoners, are you?"
I
Clearly not, asshole.
just completely just dumbfounded, hands straight at the side with a sword and shield, in my full armor and kit and backpack, and just go, no.
Oh, thank God. Can I get out of here?
Who are you?
I was just one of the guards. There was a prison break and I got ganged up on and beat down. They fucking knocked me out. They stripped me of all the fucking shit I had on me. They threw me in this fucking cell, and they just keep coming over to beat on me whenever they get fucking bored. I want out of here.
Oh my god, these are the guards.
Okay, I don't believe you. Tell us about
I guess
John.
Argo is just going to like kind of like shimmy to make way. He doesn't really say anything. He's more just like dumbfounded that this is one of the guards.
He sees like the judgment in your eyes. He's like, I'm fucking new here, all right? And he like fucking takes off past you to go leave.
I don't get paid enough for this shit.
I'll get paid enough to be some fucking prisoner's beating bag. Fucking heavy bag.
Oh my god. Oh. All right. Argo will continue after he leaves. Obviously, Argo will continue down the hallway, just looking into the cells and all that stuff. And he'll check out the door on the northern end towards the end of the hallway.
Alright. So there's now 3 cells that are empty. One has a dead body that you assume was another guard. And then when you go to try the northern door at the end of the hallway, it is locked.
Well, I guess I'll go and check at the dead body. Look for any clues as to who he was, how he died, all that good stuff.
Nope, looks like the prisoner's pulled out like the prisoner's ripped out the pockets of his clothes.
X.
And then Argo will go back to the main room. The entryway, I should say.
Yeah. Back to where the rest of the party is.
Yeah.
And I'm still flipping through the book and everything, just trying to read about who's here or, was here.
Yeah, most of it is just like this inmate had words with this guy. There's a couple of situations where it escalated to some physical violence and the guards had to get involved.
Okay.
But this all seems to be like the recordings of like your run-of-the-mill day guard. So,
All right. I'll say that I'm not sure how important this is at this point, but I'll hold on to it, and we can reference it later if we need to, and I'll just put it in my in my backpack or whatever.
all right.
Whatever
And
I have.
So Gary comes out of the room, says that to you guys. But you're coming out of the room probably around the same time that Grungy comes back from his slow meandering of the hall.
And I will ask Grungy what he found as well.
Locked door. Dead guard. Not much.
I'll ask if everyone thinks that maybe this key that I have could potentially be a skeleton key and work on all the doors of the prison.
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll head down that hallway and try to unlock the door with the key to the prison.
It is too big to fit into the lock.
Okay, it does not work. Cool. So now I'll come back. And I'll say there's still a couple more rooms that we can check out here.
Yep.
And I'll go to the left-hand one in the front of the room. where 2 is, and I'll do the same thing. I'll open up here inside, see what's up.
It's basically the mirror image of the other room.
Is there another lever in there as well?
Yes. Yes.
So I'm assuming what those levers do, because you said earlier, now the gates or now the cells are open, that they open the cells.
Oh, you would have
Well,
seen that.
you would have seen that the cells were open when you went to go try and unlock the door.
Yeah. I'm not gonna touch the lever this time. I'll just come out of the room, and then I'll go into the hallway, and then I'll check that side room at 4.
All right. The side room is another. Looks to be like a store room.
Okay.
This is one also has like individual keys to certain doors, or a few key rings up on the door wall that you would assume are for the individual cells. A bookshelf up along the one wall, and another desk with an open book on sitting on it.
I will grab the I'll grab the key rings.
All right.
And then
Are they labeled?
South wing, north wing.
No numbers?
Nope.
Oh.
Okay, so in that case, I will come back out into the main room where the others are and say, "Hey, I found some keys. I'm going to head back up to that locked room, see if one of these will fit."
All right.
And I will go do that.
Okay, yeah, fun storming the castle.
Do I
None of
unlock the door?
None of the keys on the key ring will unlock that door. No.
Wah.
Well, fuck. I will come back and say it did not work.
Well, then we're off on an adventure to figure out why they will work.
I think with the shield and sword still in hand, Argo's gonna walk down into the other hallway, the southern hallway,
All right.
and go up to 8.
I would also like to pull out my rapier just to have it, ready. I'm assuming I'm assuming I put it away when I started flipping through the book.
Well, I'm assuming this is some kind of mess hall right here.
Kind of looks like it, yeah.
Yep. You open the door. It's a bunch of tables with benches alongside. Yeah. It is your basic mess hall.
Excellent. Argo's gonna go into the kitchen.
Is that the door off to the side?
Yes.
Okay.
Kirby,
So you
what
go-
do they have in the kitchen?
The kitchen itself seems like it's been ransacked and that sort of thing. It doesn't seem like the prisoners are actually making use of the kitchen in their takeover. They're just grabbing what is edible and taking it elsewhere.
Fucking off, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
Savages.
what food is left, Kirby?
Argo's hungry.
You got some raw meat that's been sitting out unrefrigerated for probably a day or two by the looks of it. Some bruised fruits and vegetables that are okay outside of the scrapes and bruises.
Kirby, what vegetables are there?
Oh my.
What vegetables are there, Kirby?
You see a couple of bags of potatoes that have been like ripped open, and the potatoes are spilling out on the ground.
I know you're like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, Argo is hungry. Argo is probably gonna get something to eat.
What does Argo want?
Well, what's available? I gotta know my options. I'm about to cook here.
There's probably enough things that you could scrounge something together that you would eat.
All right.
You're gonna say
You could have eaten John.
Kirby just said Argo found what he wants to eat and eats.
So Argo's going to put his sword and shield away. And he's going to get ready to make a lovely meal in the middle of a prison breakout / riot. You guys hungry? You want anything?
You got fish?
Good.
There is likely, there's a piece of like white fish that's sitting on a plate on the counter. You don't know how long it's been out.
He's a
It's
cat.
also raw.
I don't trust that. You said it's also raw. Okay.
You're a cat.
I don't want to necessarily eat
you
potentially
got any
harmful
flour
fish.
in here? Any wheat?
Yes, there is some torn open bags of flour as well.
Right.
You could probably reach in there and grab some. Reach in the bag and grab some fresh flour that's not overly tainted.
I don't know. It's probably full of cockroaches, but I guess it'll be extra protein, right?
I mean, cats have been known to eat bugs.
They've been known to eat raw, rotten fish too, Garrett. You should see the strays in this neighborhood. They will eat anything. They don't care.
Well, also, don't we all have like rations on us? Like, why are we making something to eat here?
I'm not sure.
I think Gunji just has the munchies and he wants to do a side quest.
There, throughout all of the cooking, the banging, clattering of Grungy's Argo's cooking.
Argo's like Argo's like, I sat through your bullshit at the house. You're gonna sit through my bullshit with cooking.
And throughout all of the
Pretty much.
clatter of the cooking and all of this,
You don't
you are going to
understand. I'm sending Kirby messages
Yes.
of what Argo is doing in the kitchen.
Yes. So I keep getting distracted from what I'm saying because I read Grungy's message and I'm distracted. Thank you for that. After Grungy is done his cooking, I will describe what you hear over this period of time. Or what you think you might hear.
Okay.
You find some smoked pork.
Oh, perfect.
Find some smoked pork. And it's not even just the fact that he found smoked pork. It's the way that Kirby said, you find some smoked pork. Like, Kirby, you just sound like you're ready to give up.
Kirby. Kirby, I bet you didn't expect a little chopped.
I
in
was
your
not.
D&D.
I was not expecting to have like this delicious and dungeon side quest in the middle of the prison break. No.
Exactly. See, now I can see when I think of fucking Argo is that fucking blonde soldier who's like, I wonder what a monster tastes like. It's like, motherfucker.
Dude, that's why I can't play Monster Hunter for long periods of time, because every time I see one of the monsters, I'm just like, what do you think they taste like?
Chicken.
I mean, isn't there a Monster Hunter cookbook?
Oh god, I wish. Like an
probably should be.
Anjanath tail? An Anjanath tail, you know that's gotta be some tender meat. It's probably
Yeah.
spicy too. Oh my god.
Yep. You're not wrong.
My sheep.
So
Jared
Argo is done his cooking.
Yeah,
has built his
you got
dice
the
tower.
messages.
Yep.
You got my
So-
messages right, Kirby?
Yes, I got your messages. I figured since the messages are no longer incoming, that you are done.
Yeah. Oh, once
could
they're
be.
done, I'll serve them up. We should have quite a few since I used the proportions that I said.
Yes. So
Fucking Argo over here just making beef Wellington.
Not at
How
all.
how well
how's he
ground
making
is this
beef
week?
Wellington with smoked pork?
I don't know. He improvises.
No, this is a very serious question. How well ground is this wheat?
Oh, it won't matter. It could be chunky. It could be oaty. I assume if it was whole grain, it'd be at least broken up a little bit, but it should still hold together.
Anyways, Garrett, you think you might have heard the sounds of some dogs barking while Argo is cooking,
Okay.
but you're not entirely sure.
Okay. Can you give me a general direction of where I think I may have heard that from?
Outside of the dining hall, because that's
Okay.
where the sound came in through the front, through the door to the dining hall.
Okay. I will approach the door and stick my head out and see if I see anything.
You see nothing.
I will stick my head back in and wait for Argo to finish up with his cooking then.
Okay.
It is a serious question. Is it like dust? What?
I'll also...
No, it's not. What? It's like whole wheat flour that gets ground in an old style mill.
Okay, so yeah, it's pretty powdery.
Pretty
It's not
powdery,
like
but
modern process, but it's
yeah,
pretty good.
it's kind of powdery, but it at the same. It's not wheat, but at the same time, it's not like a fine powder.
Hmm.
I was gonna say I will also let them know that like I thought I heard dogs barking, but I'm not actually sure. I stuck my head outside, but I didn't see anything.
Well, hopefully.
You know what, Michael? I'm just gonna send you why I need to know this information.
That works. Because then I can just tell you whether it's a yes or no. That's kind of what I thought, and no, it's not that fine of a powder.
Aw, come on.
Oh, you were gonna try to make an explosive?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you make an explosive with flour?
You can make an
Yes.
explosive with any powder if
Yeah.
it's condensed enough into an area.
Didn't know that.
Effect. Yeah. There's been a couple of movies and shows that have done that sort of thing.
Black Butler, season 3, Book of Circus. Oh,
not
sorry,
Yowie
I've
Yowie.
spoiled something for Mike. I've spoiled something for Michael. He hasn't seen that episode yet.
Oh,
Oh my
It's
God.
it's how they kill one of the circus people.
And then when they're done, I'm just gonna start putting them. I assume there's a counter.
yes.
Yeah, I'll just start putting them out on the counter for everyone to have some.
All right.
Don't really blow
Also,
shit
in all
up.
of you running around to the kitchen, there wasn't door. There was a door that seemed out of place in there, but it was locked, and you didn't. There wasn't really much else that you could do with it while you were trying to do all your cooking. No sound coming from the other side or anything, so it didn't bug you.
Well, I mean, I can check to see if I can unlock it with keys. So I may do that. I'll step back into the kitchen, check to see what's going on in there, and then I'll notice the door and I'll see if I can open it.
It is locked, and you cannot open it. It's
Okay.
not actually locked; there's no lock on it, but it's barred, so you can't open it.
Gotcha. Okay. So even the keys won't help.
Yeah.
Can you mage hand it to open from the other side, or do you need the line of sight?
You
On the
need
side.
line of sight.
Kirby, for my own sake, for my own little gremlin mode sake,
Yes.
was I able to find any root or tuber vegetables?
Yes.
Okay.
Which one's the
Found,
Actually,
you found some carrots.
Mage
Perfect.
Hand, I'm reading it right now. It does not technically require a line of sight.
Yes, but you need to know what you're doing.
True.
Perfect. So it should.
Boop
should-
around for a button like a
No.
dumbass. You'll hit it eventually, right?
Anyways,
If there's any prisoners in this prison, they gotta know. They gotta know, Kirby.
You gotta know that Gordon Argo is here.
They gotta know that there's food now.
yep. They would likely know. That's probably what started the smell.
It's probably what caused the dog to start
If
barking.
Garrett thinks hard enough, he would probably realize that he heard the dogs barking right around the same time that the meat got put in the bait, or like 5-10 minutes after the meat got put in.
Yeah, no, I kind of put that together. Already. Like I did. I don't know if Zam did.
Yeah. Well,
And then okay, everyone, let's go ahead and have some food. There's plenty. If I have the proportions correct, there should be around like 4 or 5 of these
nice.
with the dough. Yeah. And then
And a meat pie.
instead of the chunks, there's just layers of like carrot peels on top.
Mm.
Well, I will eat one.
Let's fucking dig in, guys. Argo will munch and crunch and have a nice lunch. Because we've been here for a hot minute.
Nice little break, yeah.
Also, if you guys wanted, we could count this as a short rest.
Might as well, yeah. Because I know I lost some health earlier, so it'd be nice to get that back.
Sounds good.
So
D8.
Yeah, I got to roll a D8 as well. All right,
Are you
and
max rolling a lot today, Grungy?
No, I rolled a 1.
I rolled a
Oh.
5, so I am back up to full.
Oh. And now let me see.
And so now I only have one hit die left, right?
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Because I had total of 2.
You need help with another bit? Okay.
You didn't use it for the previous short rest, did you?
No, because I was at full health. I didn't need to.
Perfect. Then you're good.
I'm going to make a note here that says I have 1 left.
There should be another one of these, I think, Vera. There should be another one of these.
I do find it very appropriate that my dice are
see.
supporting the character that I've made. I was cooking, so I only recovered 1 health. Perfect. Good. Melee, I am a terrifying force. Great. Everything else, birds.
I have made that note. I'm glad to be back at full health. Not that I was super
Yeah,
worried. I had 11
just
out of
one of these.
15.
Yep. All right.